Greetings, human. Please be calm, quiet, and cooperative. I am whisking you away from this humid planet and taking you to my home of Zartan. Now, don't fret. You'll live a moderately comfortable life in the service of my people. So, I just need to get you all strapped in, and then we'll be ready to go. Please do not cry out or beg to be put back on your planet and leave you alone. It's not going to work on me. What? Did you just say you don't want to go back? Oh. Why? Insurance? Premiums? Deductibles? I don't know what any of that is. Oh. That sounds unpleasant. Well, I can assure you that on Zartan there is no such thing as insurance or deductibles or premiums. Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of labor involved, but well, yeah, you get sick time if you're determined to be ill. Why would we want to work you if you're ill? The hell kind of planet is this? Oh, just your spot in the globe. Okay. Well, I suppose that makes this easier. I wasn't trained to deal with someone who wanted to come to Zartan. I mean, it's a little on the warm side, but it's definitely not as humid, and there's usually a little bit of a breeze, lots of trees. Oh. Yeah, no, we don't concrete anything. There's no asphalt. Really. I was wondering why all of this was just gray. Well, alright. I suppose I'll get you all hooked up and we'll take our leave. So, I have quite a few different wires. It might take me a few minutes. Oh, if I could hurry, that'd be great. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this one goes... No. Okay, what about the other end? This one goes right here. Excellent, that works. And if I use... My apologies. I should have organized these better before I left, but to be completely honest with you, I was taught that most likely we would have to sedate our captures, and then I would have more time to untangle them. But you seem to be, for lack of a better word, grateful? Glad I could be of service, I suppose. Let's see, and if this end goes in right here. Okay, and then I'm just going to... So we wrap this one around twice. And then this end goes here. This They don't make these very intuitive, but it's important that we monitor. Okay, if I just tie that in a loop, it'll fit. Right. We have to monitor your condition on the way. There's quite a few different things that can happen if we're not quite gingerly about it. And I think, let's see, if we go right, does this one go in here? Yeah, kind of. Well, if I just loop that around, okay, if I loop it, no, that doesn't work. Right, so this one doesn't go there. Oh my. Okay, we're just gonna plug these in wherever they fit. And last one. This one will probably be the one that we plug in here. And then if we go right there. Alright, how does that feel? Like being in a hospital, but less expensive. Okay. So, moving on. I am going to be just examining you here. Give me a moment. I'm not used to these, but we're told that humans tend to be a little more conducive to the process if we look like them. And oddly enough, there's a lot of humans that look kind of like this, so incidentally, I blended in quite well. That didn't exactly used to be the case. Now, let me see. Oh. Hate it when they come loose. Okay, well, if I just, maybe if I feed this one right here. Did that work? I'm not seeing any lights go off. So let's see. Alright. So I am just going to scan you and get some biometric information, if you don't mind. Just hold still. You don't have to smile, it's not a camera. Whatever. You moved. No, you moved. Look, there's a squiggle right here. That's movement. Well, your leg's supposed to be straight, isn't it? But it looks like... what are they called? What do you call them? The things you drink out of, but they're in like a bendy straw. Is that bendy straw? Looks like a bendy straw. Does your leg look like a bendy straw? No, it's supposed to be straight. Don't move. I thought you wanted to leave. Okay. Let's just do this all over again. When I say don't move, that includes your foot. I'll just deal with it. We'll get a better scan later. So, are you okay? No, your Your values are strange. These correspond to a human that is either very old or under an abysmal amount of stress. Well, this is going to mess the machine way up. So it might be a wire issue, it might be a you issue. So just give me a moment and I'll see. So I know this wire's probably, I wonder if maybe we can put it right. Okay, so maybe it goes in that. And then this one, if we wrap it around, does that work? Okay, it works, just don't make any sudden movements. And then this one, yeah, that one just straight came out, so we can probably try to put this one right here. Nope, that one doesn't work. I did pay attention, there's just a lot of information, okay? I'm nervous. I wrap this around, so this one, maybe this is the one we wrap around 3 times. It's not long enough to wrap around 3 times. But if I wrap it again like that, okay. Well, just don't move, and it shouldn't go anywhere. I don't think so. Let's check. So the values didn't change at all, so it's gotta be a you issue. That's fine. Actually, this is really quite common, so I guess we're just going to have to put you at ease. Yeah? Alright, so we are going to go through just about every part of your body. We're going to have to manually adjust it and see if we can get some of these numbers to come down. It's just, I'm surprised that you're just as chill, I think the word is, as chill as you are with these numbers. I mean, if this happened on Zartan, yeah, you don't want to know what happens. Stress illness is not very common at all. So, I guess you have that to look forward to. Now, let's see. Do you want to start with the feet? Do you want to start with the head? Head. Alright. So, right here, on the top of your head, this is very tense, very tight. Now, do you happen to get a lot of pain in the head? This may be due to that tension, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squeeze and release around your head, and that should get a little movement, a little blood flow through your head. Just squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Good. And then if I just use one hand, you know, these hands are fairly useful. I think having 5 fingers, that's a lot easier to work with. Sometimes it feels like many fingers, but ultimately I think that it works out in the end. I mean, I don't have to use all 5 fingers, right? Right. Good. Now, let's work on your forehead. So this area I can see is quite tense. It's very taut. So I want you to just focus on your forehead here. Just focus on it. And I want you to try to relax this area. I'm going to try to move the muscles around so that they're not all contracted, so that they're not all tensed. Here. How is that? Yes, it's gone a little more squishy. Now, I think if we come in right here, relax this area right between your eyes. Now, while you have a large amount of fingers, you have, I feel, an inferior amount of eyes. How can you see anything? There's only 2. Now right here at the temples, I want you to just try to relax this area. To be a little softer with this area. Have to be gentle with you humans. You're fragile things, but also very resilient considering the amount of stress that you're under. It's saddening, really. You would think that for an advanced type of life form that you would try to maximize the health and pleasure of the civilization, but instead you're run ragged. I think that you will find that Zartan is not that way at all. Not so cruel. Now with the jaw, I just want to have you relax this area. Relax your jaw. Here we go. You may want to open it just a little bit, so that you're not clenching the teeth. Good, good. And the chin here, just make sure that that is smooth. Good. Now, the neck. Let's see. I think you might be able to get a little movement in there, and that'll help quite a bit. So if you just want to just roll your head forward and then back, forward and back. Mind the wires, but just go forward and back and forward. There. And now we can turn to the side and to the other side, side, other side, side, other side. Good. And now just tilt your head, and then tilt the other side. Tilt that. Tilt. Tilt. the other side. Good. How does that feel? Yeah. You can feel your neck a little bit more? Yes. I'm surprised that you have this just little support for the quite large heads. I imagine your neck is under quite a bit of stress. So we just want to keep that straight but not stiff. Straightened but not stiff. And then we'll move on to the shoulders. Now, yours are hiked up, and I want them to go down. Your anatomy suggests that they need to be relaxed and loose and rolled back slightly. So I'm just going to press them down, press them, and then I'm going to take hold of them and we're going to roll them back. Good, so press down, roll back, press down, roll back, press down, roll back. How was that? A little bit better. You can feel some pulling in. That's your trapezius, right? Trapezius muscle, large triangle shaped muscle, and that comes all the way down. Yes? Yeah. Shoulders are relaxed a little bit more. What about your arms? Are your hands tensed? Are your arm muscles tight? Or are they relaxed and loose? Let me just give them a squeeze here. So, from your shoulders, just squeezing downwards. And as you feel my touch, I want you to focus on these areas and just make sure that they are loose. The ride will go a lot better if your body is relaxed. Good. And now let's look at the hands. So if you could just hold them open, but not all the way. Just let them softly curl, just so that you're not pulling. Just let them softly curl. Good. And let me take the wrist and let's rotate them around. Let's do a little bit of rotation. There's a lot of cracking in these joints. Okay, the other one. Good, and you just let those hands relax. Don't let them curl into fists. Don't let them splay all the way out where you feel these bands of tension down the hand. Just let them be loose. Let them be neutral. Just like that. Now into the chest. So when we rolled your shoulders back and down, that helped to open up the muscles here. And if you keep the shoulders rolled forwards and keep this hitched up, these muscles can give you pain, which may simulate something I don't recall, but there's pain right in this area, and sometimes it's spasms, and that's not good. That's not what we want. The ride to Zartan can be a little, let's see, makes your muscles tense up a little bit. So that's another reason why we want to keep this nice and loose. If you start feeling pain in this area, it's gonna freak you out. So just making sure your shoulders are down, rolled back. That helps open up this area just at the chest. Open this area, stretches it out. Right, so I am just going to press on your arms and just roll them back a little bit. And this will help stretch out a little bit more. I'm just going to just press your arms back and roll them backwards a little bit. Right. Release. Pressing your arms back and rolling them a little bit. Good. And release. Pressing them back, rolling them, and release. How does that feel? Yes, so we want to keep your shoulders down, rolled back, down, rolled back. And that keeps this area nice and loose. Very good. Now as for the abdomen, since we've opened up the chest a little bit, there shouldn't be too much tension in this more squishy area. So let me just feel. Is that odd for you? I suppose, well, those on Zartan tend to be a bit touchy-feely. So it doesn't really strike me as odd to just, but if you would like me to give you more warning, absolutely, yes, I can do that. So I'm just going to press around your abdomen, if that's okay. I suppose I have heard that this may be a little uncomfortable, as it's the only spot with the important bits that aren't protected by you have an internal skeleton, not an external one. No, your internal skeleton. There. Right, that feels a little more pliable. I'm not feeling the muscles tense up. That's good. So now we go down lower. So this is your pelvis, right? And then if I just touch, no, that's not an area we touch. Very good. Glad to know. Thank you. And if I reach behind, no reaching behind. Well, then I suppose I'll have you do the work here. I think to get this area a little less tensed, I think we're going to contract those muscles, okay? So those are that's the gluteus group, yes? Gluteus group muscles. All right, so if you just really clench onto those muscles, really contract them, and then just let them release. And then we'll do that again. So clench the muscles and release. Clench the muscles and release. There. And now you can do a bit of wiggling back and forth. Just let your pelvis settle in the way that feels more natural. And am I all right to touch the leg? Okay, mid-thigh down. Very good. Now, these muscles also benefit from being clenched and then released. That tends to be the best way to relax them. So the muscles in your upper leg, I want you to clench them and release. Clench and release. Clench and release. Good. Now for the bottom part of the leg, we're going to do the same thing. If you can just clench those muscles, release, clench them, release, clench them, release. Now with the foot, that one's a little tricky, isn't it? So if you'd like, you can roll the ankles a little bit, roll them around, and then I think curl your bottom fingers. Toes. They're not, why are they called phalanges? These are phalanges, those are phalanges. They're not all fingers. Okay, so fingers, toes are phalanges. Not all phalanges are fingers. So bottom fingers, that's not the correct term. Okay, what about top toes? Is that? Okay, no to either. Toes, fingers, fingers, toes, toes, fingers, toes, fingers, fingers, toes, fingers, toes, toes, fingers. Okay, I think I have it. So toes, if you want to curl them, we'll clench the muscles and release, clench and release, clench and release. Good? Perfect. We've learned quite a few things today. So asking permission before touching is a good way to go. And no touching front pelvis, back pelvis. No, that's a no, right? Okay, mid-thigh down is probably okay, and there's no such thing as bottom fingers or top toes, right? It's fingers or toes, not bottom fingers, top toes. Very good. All right, let's take another scan. Hold very still. We don't want to get a bendy straw leg. Good. Very good. Almost. And all right. That one was my bad. It seems that one of your wires has come loose. I don't know which one. I'm going to have to do them all over. Alright, let's start with the easiest one. This one is just hanging on. What's the way you say it here? Hanging on by a nipple? No, don't say that one. Is that not polite speech? Oh, I heard it quite a bit in some training videos, albeit this was, I suppose they did say that it was not used in polite company, more used humorously. So I shouldn't say something is hanging on by a nipple. You're gonna hear that quite frequently on Zartan, unfortunately. There are different colloquialisms from Earth that we've adopted. I mean, we interact with humans a lot more than you think. You do hear about alien abductions, so, but There are just some things that sounded quite nice, and hanging on by a nipple, that one in Zartanian sounds, it has a bit of a rhyming quality to it. I think there's quite a few sayings that rhyme here as well. It's just fun to say. Okay, and this one I'll have to untie. Oh. And how did I tied it? I only have 3 points of contact, but it's tied 4 times. I don't know. I appreciate your patience. I don't know how exactly we got here, but I think there. Now we just have one more. So if I've got to go backwards with this loop. Good, and then this one went around. Oh, and we're caught. Now are we caught? There's nothing to be caught on. There. Very good. Now we start all over again. So, wonder, I had so much extra. Maybe this one goes right here. Right, and that one fits right there. And then we loop this one, and then we insert right there. Does that work? It fits. Now let's see. This one definitely should go down here because there's so much length to the wire. We go up and over, and then this one plugs in right there. And then, so A goes behind above, and then B goes over, down, up, and back. Seems to work. Now let's see. This one. So before you went in there before, why is it not? Alright. Well, if I do one of these, and then right there, does that? No. Right. Well, I'll have to just try the other side. And it works. Last one. And this is another long one. So I think if we just, so this one, maybe this is the one that wraps around thrice. 1, 2, and 3. There we are. And then that plugs in there. That one plugs in there. I think we got it. All right. Let's give you a scan. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Didn't I tell you to drop the shoulders, roll them back, and release your jaw? Those 2 points are still glowing red. We need to fix them. So, the jaw. I'm just going to be pressing in the skin. I'm going to be pressing in so that I can get to the muscle there. And this one takes a little bit of force. But I'm going to just manually open that one up. So, you may want to just open your mouth just a little bit. This helps me get into the muscle. This one's tough. It's a very strong, very powerful muscle, but it also means when it kinks up, that it takes a lot of work to bring it back. Looks like we're getting ready for liftoff. As I said before, we assumed we were just going to have to knock you out. Alright, how was that? Is that a little better? Feel a little bit more space in that? Alright, so if you cannot keep your jaw from clenching, I'm going to give you 2 different little things that we can do. The first one, you can click your tongue like that, and wherever your tongue was when you made that noise on the roof of your mouth, I want you to press your tongue there and let your teeth just create a space in between. Let your jaw create some space in between your teeth. And you can hold your jaw open just slightly like that, with your tongue on the roof of your mouth. If that doesn't work so much, you can also do one that's a little more risky, I should say, because you want to be careful that you're not going to injure your tongue. But you could stick your tongue between your teeth, like that, and then just keep your lips closed around it. Just like that. And that creates the space between your teeth. But you have to be very mindful that you don't bite your tongue. And I would not recommend that one unless you are going to be in a very calm environment where you can keep your focus on your tongue and your teeth. Wouldn't do this if you're going to be moving around, or perhaps not while we're on a spaceship ride. Lots of movement. So just keep that in mind so that we can keep that jaw from locking up. And now the shoulders. I'm going to press them down, roll them back. I hope it sticks this time. Press them down, roll them back. 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 Good. Alright, I'm hoping this is the last scan. Good. Good. Those values we can work with. Excellent. I think we can get you all strapped in and ready to go. So I'm just going to check the restraints. I know they're not the most comfortable, but we want to make sure you're not going to fly around. So on the feet, let's just make sure the buckles are secure. Good. And across the legs here. I am below mid-thigh. Good. And now across the middle. This one is a little softer. We found that the more rigid materials end up creating some weird things happening either during or after. It doesn't matter. Just making sure that the buckles are secure. Good. Across the chest. Good. And the arms. So I think we'll just do the one that wraps around all the way and then 2 across the wrist. I don't think we have to do individual upper arm. So let's go ahead and pull that. Right. Tighten that a bit. Is that too tight? Good. And then across the wrists. Good. And can you still get a little movement? Good. And the other one. These are just for your safety. They're not necessarily for restraint, especially as you seem to be very amiable. Good. And as for your head, it's your choice. If you think that your head might wobble quite a bit, then we can secure that as well. Right? If you plan on just relaxing or even falling asleep, that might be a good idea. Yeah, we can do that. Then it won't tire out your neck muscles trying to keep your head. Very good. So let's see. Right there. Good. Good. There. Now your head won't go all over. Very good. So, alright, they're about ready to go. How about you? Ready to start your new life on Zartan? Yes, I promise that there is no such thing as... Wait, you have different insurances? That's too many. That's too many. I don't even know what it is, and that's too many. That doesn't make any sense. There's more? I assure you, there's no such thing as insurance. There's no need for it. If you're ill, you go get healed. If you're injured, you go get healed. It's not really a big deal. Apparently it is here. Alright. Well, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get this locked in. Good. And I'm gonna go to the front of the ship. You just hang out, alright? Okay, well, here's a preemptive welcome to Zartan. And say goodbye to Earth. Yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out, huh? Alright, well, enjoy the ride. See you in a bit.